Hi, YouTube, Instagram, social media, wherever my brother is advertising to you nowadays. You already know what's going on by now. It's another episode. My brother and me. That's my brother over there, the heir to, oh, excuse me, that way, the heir to the Iron Throne, and the Espionage Throne, at least. And I'm his brother, Mace the Ted. So, excuse me, Your Grace, why don't you go let him know what's going on today, sir?
All right, guys, we moving right along here. House of Dragon, episode season 3, episode 4, Tumbleton, and they getting it popping, and it continues on. So we ready.
Well, can't argue that.
All
Halfway
right,
through the season.
yeah. So as we starting off, we see Sir Ormond, with his army, 15,000 men. They then took over Tumbleton, and they have assigned men, three to a house to just go live in, and just kind of just fuck the residents. And mainly, what we mainly see is that three, I guess, knights or whatever, guards, have moved into the house of Hammer's, Hughes' wife and brother and his family. And you can already tell one of these nasty MFers, what I'm saying, is already eyeing her. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, uh,
Yeah,
you can already tell, what I'm
that's
saying?
pretty
You can already
much what's
tell what's
going on.
going on, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you know,
He got his eye on the goods when he said, maybe Crowder ain't so bad. You already knew what was going on. He had something else in his mind other than just shelter. You know what I'm saying? So,
exactly.
yeah.
And so, from there, speaking of people moving into other people's houses, we see Sir Ormond, chilling in the bathtub in the chambers of the Footleys, Glendon and Sheriffs, Lady Sheriffs, and Lady Sheriffs off the back is not, she ain't happy. She's not happy at all.
Yeah. Yeah, with being black, you can tell from the giddy.
Yeah, she is not happy at all, and she doesn't seem to be backing down from Ormond, And when she refers to Rhaenyra as the queen, you could tell he got her that tell to be disrespectful, show her his little wiener, and was like, "Yo, is the reason why she's the queen because she has a dragon, or is because she has the right to rule?" So goes into this little thing that he
He,
wants to bring to the city, blah, 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 blah.
like you said, she had some buck in her though. She made it very clear which side of the coin she fought. You know. But hey, you got your people out here, but whatever, go
exactly,
down. Hey,
exactly. So, he's letting her know, yo, I need chambers, I need this, I need that. And then once they leave, sends them off, he kind of goes and tells Darren, like, yo, you got to be firm. Pretty much, you got to be firm with these people. Showing the first. I was down with Darren. I mean, not Darren, but Ormond. We showing himself to be an asshole from the start. This. So
and speaking of Darren, we get to see Prince Darren for the first time, and not just the imposter. And say they done dyed his hair, so he's not an obvious Targaryen. And the way, you know,
yeah, I mean, we've been seeing him throughout. We just didn't know who he was. He been at Ormond's side this whole time. We just didn't know who he was.
right.
Uh, but
This is the first time they call him, when they call him my lord, my prince, what I'm saying, it's the first time they really done dressed him out. So, I mean,
exactly. So from there, now we go to my man Bolt John Roxton brings in the kite, letting them know, letting Ormond know, hey, Barrow's Brathen, he capping, what I'm saying, with the soldiers, you know, and then we remember though that he has the uh he sent one of his daughters to marry. That was the daughter uh that went off to marry Damon, right? And he killed her, remember?
come on, Wait, hold on, wait, so
Remember season one, Damon has this wife, and uh I forget her name, but she's Baratheon, and he winds up killing her. You know what I'm saying? You remember that?
I
Well,
remember Damon, listen, she went over Baratheon though. She was up in the Vale.
yeah, but she was guarding the veil. But that was one of Baratheon's daughters, and he married.
I don't think she was a Baratheon. I
He
could be wrong.
was,
All right.
and
But I know
Damon,
what you're talking about. That's the one you killed on the horseback. But
bingo, bingo,
I
bingo.
don't think she was no Baratheon.
That she was, sir, and
Uh,
that was one of Barros's daughters, and that's why he is hesitant to send aid to Ormond and the Hightowers because he has this allegiance with Damon through marriage.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So he's Baratheon is kind of like in a catch-22. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be loyal to the Hightower, but at the same time, he already in cahoots, with Damon through marriage. So
And you definitely got to be careful when you pick your sides around there. I can tell you that much, hustler. You
yeah, exactly.
Hey, look, one day you sitting on swole, next day these other cats thing came through,
Bingo, bingo,
hurt your spot
bingo.
up.
So moving on here, Rhaenyra got her little small little council, and off the bat, her hand is missing. You know, uh
Well, Corliss said, hey, bucket.
yeah. After last week, I mean not Allison, Renera seemed to dismiss him and his request to make his sons legitimate. He's kind of like, you know what, nah, being there, in your face, I'm not really trying to do it. He breaks out to go look for the rest of the tribe. You know what I'm saying? And makes his son pretty much, his hand or her hand.
All right. Now, that would be his wishes to say he can move up. I don't know if he's gonna be the hand though. We're all right.
Yeah, well, yes, well, true. But also in this meeting is where, you know, Orville, my man, he got some good plans for her, good information for her, and she is like, yo, as long as you loyal, you know what I'm saying, and down with it, you could stay on this dimension and be on my council. So, and obviously after being threatened 2 or 3 times by both sides, he's like, okay, all right, I'll go for a little bit of loyalty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah. Things could be worse.
exactly.
And once again, gotta pick your sides carefully. And look, right now you in the clutches. I mean, so I mean, whether you down with it for real or not, that's what you gotta say. Want to keep you willing.
exactly. And we also learned that the Mistress of Whispers suggests that uh, she get a house of coin. What is it? Manager of the coin or whatever to blame
Master coin. Right.
Master Coin to blame so that the people have someone to blame when they find there ain't no money.
Hey, always gotta be a fall guy somewhere. Hey.
Exactly. So she comes to mind, my man, House of Manderley, So, my man that could be a good thing for him or a bad thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, they're eating rats. Hey, look here. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, last episode he was getting served rats. So, I mean, hey, this episode he master a coin. Gotta say he's moving on up.
Exactly. Exactly. So, now we have Renera and Allison. Allison is chilling with her daughter in the garden, and here comes again Renera pressing her about information. Now she wants information about Sir Roman. You know what I'm saying? Allison's cousin. What's he like? What's he do? Blah blah blah. You know, and Allison is like, come on, B. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know this dude, man. I know this a little bit,
Hey,
but
look, let me hear what you do know.
yeah, exactly. And she like, yeah, I know a little bit, really, she really broke down, why she sent Darren to Old Town to be trained. She didn't want him to wind up like the other, her other sons. You know what I'm
Can't really
saying?
argue with her logic.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And we can understand why, both sons seem to be kind of wow, you know what I'm saying? So, and Darren,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool, you know.
And Sir Dwayne, he commented a long time ago, a few episodes back, they're like, yo, nah, he was like, man, I see what's going on around here as far as the Kingland. The Kingland is a rough place to grow up, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, word, 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 word,
But
word, word. So, as we jump scene here is where we see the scene where Corliss is telling Alan, look, the queen right now don't need me. A man of the sea, she needs the dragon guys, and I'm out. Pretty much go ahead and sit in my place, and I can't legitimize you, but this will, have you better yourself, which, not a bad place to start, sitting with the queen in her council. You know what I'm saying? So I think
control,
that's pretty cool.
controlling a good part of the Navy, I imagine.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Or maybe he will. Like you say, no roll by hand, but you know, Allen has proven himself. What I'm saying, to be some out a warrior, but knowledgeable. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
worthy and down with the team.
Word, 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 and ready to rock and roll. When told.
And I get you there. Got a few bodies, and look, a few bodies around there carry you a long way, especially the
Yeah,
right bodies. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Braun said that back in Game of Thrones. I guess I killed the right people.
exactly.
Yeah. He killed the sea bitch.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
that's an important one to get under your belt.
Exactly, 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 exactly. So we'll definitely see more out of him. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's on the political side or the, uh, 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 I guess, like you said, the Navy side or whatever. You know.
You can be around somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So now these two trip me out. As we fast forward a little bit, Laris and Aegon. We have this cripple, burnt up king trying to cover himself up, who can, he can barely move himself. And you can see that these dudes, they get to the spot where they thought Sir Christian was supposed to be. Boom, ain't nobody there. You know what I'm saying? And he's kind of like, now distraught. I would be too. It's like, yo, I thought I was gonna come into some people that was loyal to me, and I ain't nobody here.
Nah, I'll be there. I mean,
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, now they get a little further, and damn, Aegon sees Sunfire, what I'm saying? Dead as a donail, you know, and in the background, see some dudes camping out, and and we find out these dudes have been charging people a penny to touch the dragon and whatever else to get in the saddle and all this.
yeah,
You know,
you got to make $1 around there. How you got to make it? Hey, like rob, steal, kill. Hey, look.
yeah, yeah. So they're hustling, and in the meantime, though, Aegon is obviously distraught, but he believes that Sunfire is still alive. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and
Yeah, go ahead, my man.
oh no, 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 go ahead. Just for a minute though, I thought Sunfire was gonna wake up.
So look, no more. That's what I'm about to say. He had me gassed up. Like, yo, I'm like, oh, I said, this cat said he know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, them Targaryens, they got that old. maybe he still felt some heat. You know, hey, look, Sunfire has been out there cooking. That's
Yeah, because you do see the flies around them, and what made me think, because you see one of the guys from the camp looking kind of shady, and you feel like they may want to attack these two for their money, and so that's where the movie thing, or the show comes in where the dragon wakes up, burns them all up, blah blah blah. But that didn't happen.
nah. Yeah, Sunfire probably woke up when they said, because it was a penny to touch him, two
Yeah,
pennies with both hands. How much was it for them to sit on the saddle?
I don't know, I think like five or something like that. Some wild shit.
Hey, I'm telling you, if Sunfire was alive, Sunfire woke up the first time somebody hopped in that saddle. Hey,
Yeah,
they wish they'd never hopped in that saddle for a short minute. Uh-huh. Go ahead.
yeah. So, we see this cockhold Christian, he got the army with
Turn
what's his
away.
name? Wayne, Alice's brother. These knuckleheads then made the Heron Hall looking for Aemon.
Sir
Aemon's
Dwayne
not
ain't no
there.
knucklehead, dog. Hey, Sir Dwayne got plenty sense. You say what you want to say.
No, 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 no. He do. It's Christian running around like anyway, you know, and they looking for Aemon. Aemon's not there, but who do they see? Alice, the witch. Yeah,
Hey, look, first off, and Alice ain't scared of nobody. And and I would suggest they better be easy. And look, cause she in her home stomping ground. She ain't nothing to play with in the Riverlands, I guess, period. But you catch it in her hall, she might light up on your ass. I mean, some
exactly. And you notice how dark and deserted Heron Hall is. You know what I'm saying?
stuff for her.
Except for her running
Hey,
around.
she said I'm a steward of some sort.
Yeah. And Christian talking about, if you know where he's at, you better say something. But, hey, look, man, you better watch your tone. You know what I'm
Respect,
saying?
respect game. He be somewhere you don't want to be. Lost in Harry Hall forever.
Exactly. And now we do see Gwen and Christian, sitting down, because once the other guard tells him like, "Yo, Eamon is gone, dog," and you know, Gwen has to sit down and make a decision in his head, like, "Yo, Aegon is dead. Aemon is gone. Well, presumed dead. Aemon is gone. We have no army. We got no dragon. Yo, let me get with my cousin, man, and see what we can do. You know what I'm saying? Because this right here is some
Hey,
bullshit.
look, he said, I'm sure he's got some type of cunning plan.
Yeah,
My bad. But he said, I'm sure he's got some type of cunning plan. He knows his cousin. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because as we do get later on in the episode, you know what I'm saying? Again, Ormond proves himself to be a little more, like you said, cunning and slick than I gave him credit for anyway. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know he pulled the wigwam last week. You know what I'm saying? But he has more up his sleeve. You know what I'm
Yeah, he got
saying?
a couple tricks up his sleeve. Got a couple tricks.
Yeah. And as Gawain is like, trying to reason with Christian, like, yo, again, let me get with my cousin. Let's kind of beg back. Christian wants to go full steam, and basically accuses this dude of being a little punk.
Great,
You know what I'm
crazy.
saying?
That's the official term out there, crazy.
he
Hey,
crazy. He crazy. He
hey,
crazy.
hey,
He
but
crazy.
Sir Kristen, he be on some old kamikaze. Hey, look, these the orders. This is what we gonna do. It don't matter what the picture look like, gloomy, rain, sleet, or hell, we going this way. Man, listen,
Yeah.
Sir Gwen is like, yo, hey dog, we need to make an adjustment. Nah, it ain't about this no damn game. I'm trying to go home too, but I do want to go home. I want to go somewhere. You want to go to hell. You tripping me.
Exactly. And Christian does come up with a plan how they can fight man to man without dragons, and it sounds pretty good. And Gwen looking at him like,
Hey,
"All right,
hold
dog."
on. So wait a minute, listen. I dug that scorpion, that ox, what we said, attack a scorpion like an ox. I dug that metaphor. I thought that was giant fly. Yeah, I thought that was
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah, yeah. Until the ox lets the ox step on the goddamn scorpion, and it's over.
Hey, but for a minute, he said that joint with confidence. He was like, "Hey, man, we gonna fight him like the scorpion fights the ox." I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, baby."
Yeah, and Gwen was like, "Sounds good." He said, "We're gonna slow him down for a minute, but and look, like we said, like we said last week, Christian ready to die, D. You know what I'm saying? So he don't give a damn. He ready to go.
He got
You know
he
what I'm
got
saying?
he got sins to atone for. Hey, look, he don't know whether to join the sep. Hey, look, hey, he just want to, he want to get it over with.
Word up. Exactly. And so, we now have Alan Hull still at, um, getting to the queen, let her know, his pops and left out of Dragon Gate and making his way after the triarchy, which is, again, his excuse not to be in her presence before he curse out again and get his head cut off like his brother. You know what I'm saying? Like his brother did.
Yeah, because he did stuff on a little fertile, I'd say, sensitive ground. There was sensitive ground there, real
Yeah.
sensitive ground that he was on.
And and this is the one of the and you can tell, Rhaenyra has a liking to Alan and Adam. They kind of talk about he observes the work her father was doing building the city, the outlay of the city, the little model. And she you can tell Alan is a historian. Alan likes to learn, and she kind of seemed like she kind of likes Alan a little bit. Like, yo, she down with him. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So,
yeah, he seen that joint broke up, that old Valeria model, and he was like, "Yo, oh man, that's what." Good reason though. Hey, look, Aegon flipped out. That's the day he found out his son got the woolly worm.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so we go back to Aegon and Laris, and they make this way to this nasty ass town. Off the giddy up. It's just you can tell these people are down and out. They're dirty, they're nasty, got flies everywhere. You see a still this kid. They digging through bodies, looks like, or something, and yeah, they don't look too well in this town.
You gotta get it from the rough right now. Hey, look, that's almost every town in Westeros right now. That's how it's going down.
Yeah. And once they get there, they have this guy, Jonas, or I don't know Janos, and they approach him, like, yo, we don't like the river folk. Laris obviously uh, tells him that they from somewhere else and tries to move on. And this dude Jairus is like, yo, just harassing him, like, you can stay, you can earn the 10, get some
How
work,
about
give us some money.
after he jacked him for his coin?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, after he
Yeah,
jacked
made
him
him give
for
up. Yeah,
jacked him
made
for
him
his
give up that
coin.
loot.
He tried to give
Exactly.
him, try to break him off a little some money. He was like, "Nah, let me get the pouch, dog."
Yeah,
Hey, I thought he was gonna buck on him. I thought he was still gonna tell him because the first time he told him F off.
yeah,
And I thought he was gonna take the money and then still hit him with the joint.
yeah. I thought so too. I thought so too. But he tells them, they can earn, work and earn a tent. And he immediately, Laris is like, yo, I can read and shit like that. But, and he winds up with the good job. But Aegon, gotta go with the tangle tongue, and clean out the latrine with shit and piss. And they need to be in separate buckets or you won't get paid.
Hey, Westeros is the West place. Hey, yeah, it's a rough place, man. And you got it. And they got, let's just say the least is not happening. And so
At all, at all. And and as the king, he bucking a little bit, but as Larry's is like, yo, Gregor, call him Gregor. Like, yo, chill out, B. You know what I'm saying? These dudes is about that life. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead
who
and
he
go with Mango. called him Mango
Oh,
Face.
who you say they call him dog?
Who?
You say Rhaegar.
No, he called him Gregor.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm about to say, hold on, Rhaegar. Hold
Yeah,
on,
you got a
dog.
Gregor. And
My
and
bad, dog. Thought hey,
nah,
look,
nah, 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 nah. And and they're gonna have no choice but to go ahead and get the stepping, dog. Because I mean,
yeah.
you're in this precarious position right now, buddy.
Hey, look, he done learned for the last couple of episodes. Hey, dog, sometimes, man, you gotta go ahead and hold that tongue in your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, yep, yep. And I know it's hard for him, but sometimes he gotta learn. He gotta shut the hell up.
Hey, look, and he also getting the first, he's never, really been out and about like that through his kingdom.
Yeah,
He's getting the idea of what's going on, in the kingdom. And none of them have really seen that nitty gritty like that. They say kids washing and they gathering shit and piss and whatever, stripping dead bodies. They don't even know that's really, they might hear something every now and then, but just a little
yeah, yeah,
perspective.
yeah. So we're back in Tumbleton, and we see this vile creature, attacks Hugh's wife, and her brother and sister-in-law take up for her. My man breaks the sister-in-law's arm. You know, they beat up on the brother, and it's a scene that could go either way. You know what I'm saying? It could go either way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a rough joint, but yeah, he didn't take no mercy. He busting folks up, straight UFC style.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, 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 yeah. Hit it with the rolling pin or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Broke her shit.
they knew something was going on, sent the kids in the room like, yo, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
we'll see this. I already know what's about to happen.
yeah. So and then luckily though, we have Hugh asking the queen, yo, let me go to the town. You know what I'm saying? I heard you're gonna bring off the white, this buffoon. Oh, I cannot stand off, dog. I heard you're gonna send off. Why don't you go ahead and send me? Since my wife is there, and I'm gonna make sure ain't nothing going down. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah, yeah. And the queen, she's like, all right, y'all both go. Y'all take turns. You know what I'm saying? Because you know why? I think because she wanted to get rid of Off. You know what I'm saying? She's like, yo, I ain't got no choice. I don't want this motherfucker around me. Y'all both go.
Get rid of, I mean, Ulf is useful because he got a dragon, you
Yeah,
know.
he has a dragon, but beyond that, he has no couth, no class.
You're right. You're right.
Look,
There is no beyond that right now, though. There is
you
no.
know, he,
And you got one of those, you the man. And
yeah,
as we gonna see, his office like, yo, better go ahead.
yeah, 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 yeah. So, as speaking of off, you know, he down. He's as mind you now. Remember, I understand now. I understand that Hugh took the first watch of the city. I understand, but this meatball has the next watch, whatever time that is. He in the goddamn tavern getting fucked up. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? Come on,
so
dog.
once again, I knew it was coming. I just want to let you take the lead on that. Well, hey, dog, Ulf said, yo, I had to come back and see the homies. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. I mean, hey,
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
you know,
Oh God.
I'm coming through to see the homeboys, especially I'm off the Dragon Lord. I got to come through. You know,
You look, you supposed to be on point at
it's not
all
my ship.
times now.
It's not my ship, and I got to come through. I got to come through. It's
So,
not my ship.
I'm finna get laced and not be able to make my shift.
Well, first off, we don't know how many beers he had, but that's where he hang out at. That's where the homies is at. Hey, look, they the ones that convinced him in the first place to go out there. His two main man, he got to
Yeah,
go back to see them because if it weren't for them, because they remember, Off was going back down. Off was like, nah. They was like, yo, you just sat in here for years kicking that same bush. Hey, dog, you going down there. You
yeah,
might not make it, but you going down there. Or
yeah.
don't come back around here talking that old Targaryens,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now we see to get some justice here for Hugh's wife and her brother's family. They let Ormond know that what happened. Ormond seems to send the guard, away. Says he's going to be gilded for what he did because he doesn't believe the story that they just attacked him out of the blue, which is crazy. You
Right.
know, why would they? And Ormond again, he's putting on seems to be putting on a show for Darren. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you gotta be, grip, tensions to high, you gotta be, firm in your grip, tensions to high. He seems to be teaching him, how to be king. He not, so he grooming him for something, you can tell. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah, can't argue with you there. He does, like I said, act like he was going to show some justice. And I was surprised, but when he said he grabbed him gelded, I was like, whoo,
Yeah.
you know. And that might be the case, but go ahead.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, next scene here, my man, what I'm saying, he's staying in the good graces of the queen, what I'm saying, because she laid it on him like, yo, you know, the faith is on some bullshit. Septon won't, he won't put me, he won't sit me on the throne. And Orwell was like, yo, do that shit even matter, B? The people's behind you. You got dragons in the air. You know what I'm saying? You sit on the throne, B. Come on, B.
Right.
Just, let it ride, So, because the reason why she went in there, she's trying to get information. She got Ormond's letters. She's trying to, what I'm saying, learn her opponent, see what's up, and is suggesting like, this is how you should do this is how you should do that. So, he's staying in her good graces.
Right on. Now on a little solid counselor. She know he's been around the block a few times. You know
Word,
what I'm saying?
word. So, Damon is now in the veil, what I'm saying, talking to Lady Aaron. And hey yo, you gotta say, Lady Aaron is smooth with hers, dog. She ain't with that. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Who you are, this is my shit, and this is how, what I'm saying. I'm that chick here. So pop all that shit you want to. You know what I'm saying? And Damon, asshole, trying to be cool. He's just like, yo, dog, you not even second in line, dog. You just a queen dude. You know what I'm saying? So and Aaron is like, yo, Damon was pressing her like, yo, why you give up, what's up with the men? And she's like, yo, I should send babies. And you gave me baby dragon. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I can't even do that with money. You know what I'm saying? And Damon, and I'm like, and again, sometimes I'll be on Team Black side. I'm like, Damon, nigga, fuck, I don't care. I gave you a dragon. You supposed to provide me men. What's up? You know what I'm saying? I listen. Listen. The deal wasn't I give you a full grown, ready to die dragon. No, the deal was you got a dragon, and I get men to defend my shit. Simple.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so he was like, "Yo, but bump the men though. I need this gold." And immediately she like, "Oh, you broke, you motherfucker, nigga." She said, "Yo, never what I thought I see today. Damon with a 10, or we would say, homeless man with a 10 cup, smoke
Yeah, they call
flashes,
him a beggar with a 10 cup.
begging with the 10 cup. Word up, word up. But he went ahead, he got that gold though. You know what I'm saying? Got those bags of gold.
Yeah, she's sharp but reasonable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She knows her circumstances.
Bingo.
And but like you said, she is gonna stay to her point.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah. She don't mess around. She don't mess
Yeah.
around. She don't mess
She gonna
around.
let you know that she know what's going on. And she ain't afraid to tell you that she know what's going on.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. So, Damon is getting on Caraxes here, loads up the gold and everything. And he's like, yo, let's ride to the crib. Caraxes go the other way, the opposite way, and won't turn around. And Damon is like, yo, baby. And Caraxes is like, fuck that. But then Caraxes,
Hey, he ain't say your baby, did he? Ain't that what he said?
no, no. So Caraxes flies him down to this cliff with a cave on it. you know what I'm saying? And as Damon approaches, you know what I'm saying, who pops out? Well, first we see a dragon, with the fire, and who pops out? His daughter Raina, which is wild, B. Looking crazy.
And I had almost forgotten at certain points that they was his kids. I don't know why. I did, and like you said, she don't pay attention. But yeah, Caraxes was nervous from the giddy up because one thing about it, them dragons, they got that extra sense. Caraxes knew Sheep Stealer was near and was like, "Hey, dog, you don't know, but there's something else in the area,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
it's a
yeah.
concern." You know
Word.
what I'm saying? Like you said, took him straight to the joint, and Damon fearless. Damon go up in the joint. Hey, but one thing about it, Damon ain't crazy neither though.
Yeah,
And
exactly, exactly,
it,
exactly,
it was
exactly.
like, oh, hold on. And now but Karaxi was like, took him to the spot. And Karaxi's like, yo, I'm with you.
I'm with
Karaxi's
you. I'm
right
with
there behind him with that, they got that same spirit. Hey, but hey, she feel it.
you. Yeah,
Put
yeah,
hey, yeah.
exactly.
And Damon saw it. Damon was like, whoa, my man, this is this could be a situation. Let's
Word up, word up, word up. So, and then they both, Raina and Damon, had to calm, what I'm saying, the dragons down a little bit because it might have kind of got ugly for Firaxis. You know what I'm saying? She still is kind of wild though. Not kind of wild, he is wild. You know what I'm saying? And so, but
Yeah,
again,
she already. And speaking of wild, hold up, man. She looked mad wild. She didn't cut off the whole.
yeah,
She looked. She didn't. I don't know what she did. You took
yeah,
a.
she ain't cleaned herself up from the battle. The battle was weeks ago, so she looking crazy on purpose. Then secluded herself in this cave. Well, really, she's hiding from Renera. You know what I'm saying? She ain't trying to be found out. And Damon is trying to convince her, like, yo, we got to do something. You can't stay in this cave, B. You either got to come home. We'll tell Renera something. We'll lie. We'll do something. But yo,
He is
you
torn.
under this
He is
cave here.
torn. He is torn in the position.
Yeah,
That is an ugly position. Whether you
yeah, yeah,
team green, black, or any other team.
yeah. But it wasn't her fault. She didn't kill Jace. You know what I'm saying? Jace got killed by fucking Triarchy people. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like you know. I
Right,
mean,
but without you got to argue without sheep stealing interference that maybe Jace would have made, even though Jace was a rookie, and
man, I mean,
but
so
that still puts Damon in a position because he knows that Rhaenyra blames the
yeah,
rider of sheep stealer. So at the end of the
yeah,
day, you got Rhaenyra, with understandably mad about the death of her son, and then once again, I had to even remember that they was his kids. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So, ah,
Yeah, yeah. So he's trying to protect her, and she just says, "Yo, don't even bother. I'll just stay here alone in exile." You know what I'm saying? And Damon kind of refuses, and she's like, "Look here, man. I've never asked you for anything, and it's the one time I'm asking you for this. Just let them think I done died at sea. Let me be alone in this cave, you know what I'm saying? And that's it, you know. And as Damon leaves, you know what I'm saying, Sheep Stealer bolts out, you know.
look, I thought Sheep Stealer was coming for some of that wreck. But
So
remember,
did I. So did I. So did
he
I.
was a
So
little
did I.
unsettled, and I thought Sheep Stealer was coming for the wreck against
Yeah,
Caraxes on some old whatever. I'm bucking. Sheep Stealer a buck. So I mean,
exactly, 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 exactly. So you know,
Damon had to be proud. Let me throw that in. Damon had to be proud though, because I mean, hey, who's tamed the wild dragon before, but his daughter, you know. So I
true,
mean,
true that, true that, true that, true that. So you know, flip scene. We have Ormond sitting with Darren and my man Roxton. And Roxton brings him a kite, you know what I'm saying? And you can tell us something crazy, you know. And Darren tells, I guess, the little waiter boy, yo, you got to kick rocks because he knows Ormond about to flip out. And Ormond flips the hell out, you know what I'm saying? Carving up the table, uh, and just bugs out. You know what I'm saying? And this is the first time we see Ormond kind of lose his cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, and calling the table a cunt and all that wild shit. He's just wilding out, and it's because he finds out Aemon ain't coming. You know what I'm saying? Aemon ain't coming. That means Aemon ain't coming. That means the dragon ain't coming. Now he ain't got no protection. You know what I'm saying? For his 15,000 man army. So I can see why he would be upset. You know what I'm saying? I can see why he would be upset.
Yeah.
You know. So tells Darren, uh brother's not coming, uncle may be coming, you know, and you know, so
Darren's like, I'm like, I wonder how Darren knew. I guess he had a certain look about him, but he was about to flip out though. But
yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and calling the table a cunt and all that wild shit, he's just wilding out. And it's because he finds out Aemon ain't coming. You know what I'm saying? Aemon ain't coming. That means Aemon ain't coming. That means the dragon ain't coming. Now he ain't got no protection. You know what I'm saying? For his 15,000 man army. So I can see why he would be upset. You know what I'm saying? I can see why he would be upset.
yeah,
You know. So tells Darren, uh, brother's not coming, uncle may be coming, you know, and you know, so
Darren's like, I'm like, I wonder how Darren knew. I guess he had a certain look about him, but he was about to flip out though. But
yeah. And so again, quick little scene, Renera, Oral, uh, Oral gives a little bit of advice about Ormond's next possible move and why. She's still trying to figure out why. And he's trying to give her a little, you know, quick answer again. Staying in her good graces. You know what I'm saying?
did they ask for the letters yet? The correspondence between Lord Ormond and the Red Keep, which pretty much has been out on.
Yeah. And so now Renera just chilling. Here you go off again, and comes in, approaches her, and rightfully so. He's like, "Yo, can I get some favors going?" And starts asking about favors for dudes from the tavern that he goes to.
I guarantee you, them is two main men. The two he said, I guarantee you, is them is two homeboys. Hey,
Okay,
once again, he wouldn't be there without.
yeah, that's all. And Renera is like, "Yo, you asked me for stuff from somebody else? Nah, man, look here, dog. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? Will you meet these people at the tavern? You can't even go to the tavern no more, B. What if you get sliced up by hot top? You know what I'm saying? Now you putting your life and the realm in jeopardy, my man. No,
And that's
can't go no more.
and that's when all conveniently lets her know, hey, well, let me tell you what's being said out there sometimes. You know what I'm saying? By some of the rebellious. Whether
Yeah. But not even that though. Well, before that though, I thought it was a little slick. She's like, yo, we're willing to have time to stab you in the belly, or some fly shit. And he's like, well, it's my belly. And she has to remind him, no, it's not your belly. You know what I'm saying? You belong to the crown now, B. You know what I'm saying?
he's still not used to the court ethics, the court etiquette, I should say.
Yeah, well, he better learn it.
Or big ethics. So I mean,
Yeah,
he's
yeah. And I mean, he does, and again, and I thought this was Lil Fly too. He got with her. He's kind of told her how, what he's seen in the city as far as, the Queen of Bastards, and he actually says it. You know what I'm saying? And tells her, what people have been saying to her in the city. And yeah,
What was he supposed to say? Was he not supposed to say it?
Nah, you ain't supposed to say that. Again, he
That's
lucky he didn't
right.
get that. He didn't get that
That's what the
slight.
did he lie? That's what the sign said.
I get it, but you know, look, that's the second time in a week she done heard that shit. She ain't, the third
Well, first
person.
off, you first off harp on that in the first place. So I would see why, anyway.
Like, yeah, but the third time, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you could tell that she's taking heed to what's being said, about her, and sends out the guards to take out any markings, any sayings, any writings, and find out what's up. You know what I'm saying? I think they went a little too far when they went to the city, but
Yeah,
yeah, no,
definitely
yeah,
gonna turn some of the small folk against her.
yeah,
Uh, and, we're not even sure if these were the people that did it, but
yeah, exactly. So we have Aegon and Laris. We go back to the town they're in. Never found out what name of that was, but um, Laris lets them know that there's
but the
a
town.
boat. Yeah, the town. What's the name of that town? They in.
Oh,
Oh, well, we got look at that
when
right
they
now.
go to Dust, then they were they on the way to Duskendale?
They were no, yeah, they were. No, they're on the way to Duskendale, but the town they're in now is they got to take a boat to Duskendale right now. But they're in
Okay.
some little town now. Remember, my man Jeros is the head of the town area.
No, I know what you're talking about, but I thought, okay, let
You
me
know,
post the name up in the joint, and let me post the name up in the video.
yeah, I'll find out. But Laris is letting them know, and once Aegon is ready to get something to eat, you know, Tangle Tongue lets him know there ain't no more food, and that it happens sometime. And Aegon, again, being Aegon, ain't happy.
Hey,
So
God said,
he approached
you gonna pay
Jairus like,
me.
yo, what's up? This how you run shit? You ain't got no food for people? And Jairus, it could go down at any time, anywhere. Jairus is like, yo, I'll gut you like a fish, my man. And won't think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey, God saw that blade and was
yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah. I mean,
But Aegon said, no, y'all gonna pay me. And y'all
word,
probably need to do, I'm gonna get mine. All right.
word,
Tomorrow.
word.
No.
And
What if this happened tomorrow? Now we're gonna straighten this tonight, eh?
tonight, word up. And they gone, since he's pressing this with Jairus looks to humiliate him, makes him get on his knees, and then makes him kiss his shitty boots. You know what I'm
I
saying?
I thought two things. Number one, Aegon was muttering on the way over there. They knew who the fuck I am. And like, I thought he was gonna be like, yo, and you know him. But I also didn't think he was gonna kiss that boot. I
I
really
I
didn't.
I did not either. I did not either. I didn't either.
But I can say this though, if I had to make any kind of predictions, if Aegon ever give him any kind of control again, and if money ain't dead by the time Aegon gets some control, oh man, he's gonna pursue that guy.
Oh yeah, he gonna have my man gonna have a problem. You know what I'm
Yeah, buddy.
saying? Them.
Yeah, buddy. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah. So, but busting in, boom. Then the council, my man Manderly already took his little spot, Master Coin, and boom, pops in Damon talking about he got justice for the queen, throws down a burnt up head, you know what I'm saying, on the table, and the queen and everybody else is like, what the fuck is that? Who's that? And obviously he ain't got no answer because this is a sham. You know what I'm saying? He didn't flip the old okey doke on somebody, burnt up somebody in and telling Rhaenyra that this is the rider for Sheep Stealer and that Sheep Stealer just broke the fuck out.
hey, look, he probably didn't do nothing, but just had an ugly face because his teeth was all messed up. And I have to imagine this cat just in the wrong place at the wrong time
Long time.
and to
Yeah. I
see
was trying to
them.
figure out who that dude was. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to think it was missing kind of teeth and all that. I was trying to think, who that was. Man, it would have been, but I don't know. So Oh, as a matter of fact, I know who it was. Do you remember when once Sheep Stealer jumped off the cliff, flew off the cliff? You remember Damon was looking down at a couple of people with the goats. He was looking at the goat herder. You remember that?
I didn't catch that part.
Yeah, yeah. He was looking down at the goat herder, and obviously that's where he got the idea to feed his goat and burn up my man, get the head, pass him off as the rider of the sheep stealer, all in one shot. Two birds, one stone.
See,
You
I
know what I'm
always do
saying?
a rewatch, so yeah, I'll probably catch that in the rewatch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, Renera tells everybody get the hell out. You know, Damon, breaks it down to her, who this person is.
Supposedly, it's
Yeah, 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 yeah. And Rhaenyra is like, yo, I wanted to see this fool, and basically, so I can punish him my goddamn self. You know what I'm saying? Which I understand, man. Which I understand. Which I understand, man. Which I understand. So, but besides that, though, you know, uh, the mistress here, the mistress of whispers is like, yo, you gotta feed these people, B. You know what I'm saying? Damon, of course, is like, yo, you gotta feed the gold cloaks. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And Renera is like, during their conversation, Renera is like, look, we gotta feed the small folk, then we'll feed the gold cloak. To let them know, you know what I'm saying? They'll be straight. You know what I'm saying? They'll be straight. You know what
Say
I'm
they
saying?
trust you.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And so as Damon comes out the room with Renera at what I'm saying, council room, uh what's her name? What's her name? Malaris uh
Mysterio.
Masseria. She's like, yo, who head is that? And this nigga just keep walking. Yeah,
Yeah, you already know. You can't twist words word too much because she know them.
yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly. And so my girl Allison is in the chambers, you know, Queen just busts in, rude of the blacks again, busts in, and no, but does let
She is a
Allison know,
hostage.
huh?
She is a hostage.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Technically. Um, so she lets you know that her dad's remains, what I'm saying, heading up to Old Town, what I'm saying. And again, you know, Renera picking Allison's, you can see she wants to pick her brain, but this time, late at night, Allison thanks her, and Renera just kind of just leaves, you know,
Right.
you know, and but then what do we see and find out? Helena, because I
Look like
said to
Helena.
myself, yeah, because I said to myself when Helena approached him, I was like, damn, Helena no big ass titties, you know what I'm saying? And then Allison touches the belly like, bitch, you pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
But now the question is, the mystery, the $10,000 question is, by who? Did Eamon rough it off? You know?
The $69,000 question is who? Word. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So now
Team
uh
Green, baby. That's how they
Team
roll.
Green, Team Green,
Team
Team
Green.
Green. So here we go. Back to Tumbleton. You know what I'm saying? My man Hugh the touchdown, you know what I'm saying, with his drag. What's his dragon's name?
Vermithor. Hey,
Vermithor.
let me tell you something. And when Vermithor flew over, I actually thought it was Vagar
So did
coming
I.
to help.
So did I. So did I.
I thought it was Vagar coming to help. And then I kept looking for the holes in the wings.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
And once I didn't see the holes in the wings, I said, oh, I said, that's Vermithor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So now here's the ironic part is that Hugh is outside the walls. It's supposed to be he's standing on guard, yeah. But then inside the walls, we have Ormond's army, what I'm saying, trying to find out, get confessions, and they are throwing people out of their houses, beating people up, killing people, and it's just a wild scene while Hugh is right outside the gates, and his wife and her family is in danger.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of what is he got? I mean, he can't bust in there by himself.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
necessarily burn the town up.
yeah. Um, so now we got fast forward a little bit. On the flip side, we have Darren, talking to Cesarion. You know, Cesarion's all chained up in the bottom of this chamber or whatever. And Darren is like, yo, we'll be able to fight soon. And Ormond has a disdain for dragons. And Cesarion can tell because Cesarion wanted to buck off. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? On Ormond punk ass.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't think it's just Orban. Don't get me wrong. The dragons, they sense whatever. But hey, I was gonna say Tessarion is a little feisty. I got to
Yeah,
say,
yeah, yeah,
Tessarion is definitely, might not be humongous, but spirit wise, woo, wait,
yeah,
you can tell. So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But go ahead. Yeah, but
And yeah. And Darren,
oh, but that you did bring up a good point. The disdain that he has for the dragon and stuff like that, which seemed to be what the Maces had a disdain for anyway. But he really broke it down to how they feel about
yeah,
those dragons and those Targaryens, and that was a real accurate you know perspective about them
yeah,
when folks in those time.
yeah. That's cool and all, but here's the reality, my man, is that you can't win this war without no goddamn dragons, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So you can have all the understanding you want, but the reality is that your cousin married into this dragon family, and you actually need these dragons right now. You
well,
know
you
what I'm
know what?
saying?
I think there was more. That was a referral to Westeros in a whole. You know what I'm saying? To some who regard, the old faith, the seven, blah, blah, blah. They had a disdain for that whole Targaryen dynasty, period. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, but go ahead.
Yeah, and they want and Ormond wants a man on the throne, not a woman, So he wants to put Darren on the throne. Uh and
Everybody's got an objective.
yeah, everybody's got an objective. And Darren is like, you want me to go against my brothers? And that's, Darren, I mean, Ormond goes into the whole, why he hates Targaryens are savages, blah, 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 blah. And,
Yeah,
and
he was like a low intelligence. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
low intelligence. And then, but main point, savages, right? But then, what do we do? What happens the very next turnaround? He has Hugh Hammer's brother-in-law and wants Darren to kill him. And when Darren is like, yo, I thought you was gonna let my man go. Oh no, he put his hands on the high tower. And once he does that, that's disrespectful. And he got to go. And wants Darren to do it. So now he starts to corrupt Darren now. You know what I'm saying? Darren is raised up in the faith, you know. Now he wants him to be a killer, which he
Hey,
did,
so
turned him into a murderer.
that dragon ain't got that spirit from nowhere. They match their riders normally. So I mean, Darren's got he's got something in him. And maybe this is just the spark and the dragon got there first. But you know, like I
Yeah,
said, Tessarion, I felt was impressive.
yeah. We're kind of small though in that chamber. You know what I'm
Right, but
saying?
I'm talking about. That's why I said spirit wise, spirit
Yeah,
wise. But hey, look, Connor and Jay, yeah, he was.
yeah. And so now, after Darren has stabbed my man in the stomach, killed him, uh, Ormond has turns to the camera and is like, "Yo, now let's begin." So he got that cunning plan. You know what I'm saying?
That
Is
Sir
going to
Graham
come
was
into play now.
talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
yeah,
always
yeah,
got
yeah,
always got some type of cunning plan uh rolled up his sleeve. And the thing
yeah.
about it, Jack, them tricks eventually. Sometimes.
Exactly, exactly. So, boom, that is the saying. I cannot wait for episode 5 next week. And yo, again, moving right along. Has been no disappointments, like you said, no filler scenes, anything like that. So it's been good. It's been good.
They're halfway through the season now, 4 episodes left. So 4 down, 4 episodes left. Targaryens are pitted against Targaryens. So I mean,
Word,
brother
word,
said, the heir to the Iron Throne over there. We're gonna get back with you next week. Like, comment, and subscribe.
word.
If you missed out on anything. And
Yeah,
hey
check
man,
out
all
check
my
out the
people is
review.
down with Team Black. Man, go ahead, throw it. Hey, look, throw
Anyway,
the Vulcan sign, you know what I'm saying? Throw whack ass Team Green over there, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And
So see y'all next week, guys. Thank you for watching. Deuces.